Alright you guys, I'll give you a little sneak peek of what we got going on here. So I have started once again another computer build. Already got the wires blue, went and picked those up today. We have an MSI R9 270X power supply that's going to get replaced. It's an Enermax 550 watt and it's noisy and I don't like it, so I'm going to replace it. And then we have just a random fan stock cooler. This is a Intel Pentium G3258. I just purchased this today as well. This isn't the RAM that's going to be in the system. This is just the test RAM for now because I don't have any. It's being shipped, so it's not going to be here for a few days. As well as that's the test hard drive. I'm testing the overclock, so I need to install Windows. I'm waiting for an SSD and a 1 terabyte. But anyways, the reason I decided to build this was because I had an extra case and stuff laying around, and I found this. This is a H87G43 Intel LGA 1150 socket motherboard. I found this for $40 freaking on Newegg, refurbished, yes. And it came with everything. It even came, unlike my my Asus model that came in the random refurbished box, this one actually came in its original box. It had the plate in the back, as well as the driver disc, everything that's supposed to come with the motherboard. It basically came like it was brand new. Now I love this motherboard absolutely for one main reason. If we look back here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 USB ports. I don't know if you guys know this about these Intel boards, but it is hard to find a motherboard with 8 USB ports. My Asus Pro motherboard was about 4 times the price of this one and has 6. And as well as basically every Z97 I was looking around only had 6, and they wanted a ridiculous amount if it happened to have 8, and it didn't technically fit my color scheme. So if you guys know the AMD motherboards right there, for instance, they have, sorry if you hear the fan noise, they have 8, you know, regularly, like that's a standard thing on their moderate motherboards, but Intel's is usually only 6. So the fact that this has 8, as well as you can see the aesthetics, the South Bridge, or the little hub, and then it's got heat sinks on the RAM. It's hard to see, sorry, it's a little dark. Right now I'm just doing some overclocking, like I said. Yeah, I do it on my TV, by the way, a 50-inch TV, and it kind of hurts my neck looking up at it doing this. But right now I'm overclocking the Pentium G, and on the stock cooler, those are my temperatures. If you guys can see, I'm trying to get to focus. We're looking at about 69, 73 right now on the stock cooler. But look at what we're running at. That's right, 4.6 at 1.296 volts at freaking 69 degrees, 62 degrees now. Well, CPU package, I guess, will go off 70 degrees with spikes to about 73 to 74. So if you guys know, that's good. These look like the temperatures on my brother's Pentium G at 4.4, and his is underwater. This is on a stock cooler that's not even running that fast. It's not even heating up much. Okay, we got to jump to 76, but then it drops right back down to 62. Now this is not under Prime 95. Prime 95 tends to probably be a little bit higher, but right now I was just literally, this is the first overclock I've tried on it. I literally just shot it to 4.6 and put it at 1.285 volts, and because of some load line calibration, it looks like it shot it up to 1.296. So right under 1.3 volts, which is what I was expecting to use to get to around 4.6. So not very bad as far as power consumption goes. This power supply is really shitty. You guys can't see. Well, it's about at 112 watts, and that just shows how bad this power supply is. And it is trying. It is really loud. It's the loudest fan in there. That power supply is junk. Enermax 550 watt. I'll do some things on the power supplies later, but I'm just gonna let you guys know. Always get an 80 plus if you can. 80 plus bronze is better, and I'll show you guys what the difference is between one that's rated 80 plus and one that's not by using this power supply. To give you guys a quick example, I have a PC that'll pull about 500 or 470 watts from an 80 plus bronze. If I plug it into this power supply, it'll pull over 500 watts. The same system. And that just goes to show you guys that the efficiency does matter. But yeah, I was just giving you a quick look at what I've been up to with this little bad boy computer with a Pentium G and a MSI 270X, and basically like my little brother's rig except bigger. I really like this motherboard. I tried to switch him. I told him he could have this motherboard because it's really good. We have the 8-pin up there, by the way. That's another really good feature this motherboard has. Has an 8-pin up here, believe it or not. There's a lot of, once again, a lot of the non-overclocking, you know, H87, B85s, and I even had a Z97 one. They only have 4 pins for some reason, but this one's got the full 8-pin on it, which is also very nice. And your standard RAM slots and everything. And it's MSI military class. I'm not a big fan of overclocking on MSIs. I'm really used to doing it on Asus. So this is actually the first time I've overclocked on an MSI board, believe it or not. But yeah, we're still at 4.6. We're still running stable. If you guys can see, it's still moving. Means we haven't froze up yet. Still holding that steady 4.6. Still holding at our temps at about 70 and 64. So that is pretty freaking awesome that we can get on a stock cooler at 4.6 gigs. Which is why I was telling my little brother to take this motherboard, because it's a lot better than the one he has, and it can run this CPU a lot more stable. That, or I might just switch the CPUs, let him have the higher overclocking one, and put the lower overclocking one in here. Well, anyways, you guys, we'll go more into this later. Yeah, just want to show you guys.